Let's jump right into today's challenge. Today we are looking at a really fun problem called Decode the Slanted Ciphertext. As always, if any part of this explanation gets confusing, just leave a comment down below. I make sure to reply to every single one to help you out. Here is the problem page itself. It looks a bit visually overwhelming with the grids and colors, so let's break down exactly what it's asking us to do, step by step. We are given two pieces of information: a long string of text that has been encoded, and a number representing how many rows we used to encode it. To understand how to decode it, we have to understand how it was scrambled. The original secret message was written into a grid, but instead of writing left to right, it was written diagonally, starting from the top left and moving down and to the right. Once the whole message was placed diagonally into the grid, the encoded text was created by simply reading the grid normally, row by row, from left to right. So, to decode the message, we just have to do the exact opposite. We take the encoded string, imagine it as that grid again, and read the characters diagonally to recover the original message. The first thing we need to know is the width of our grid. Since we know the total number of characters in our string, and we know how many rows there are, we can just divide the total length by the number of rows to find the exact number of columns. Even though we are picturing a grid, our encoded text is just a single, flat string of characters. To find a specific cell from our imaginary grid, in this single string, we multiply its row number by the total columns, and add its column number. Now think about moving diagonally down and to the right in a grid. Every step you take, you move down one row, and you move right one column. When we translate that diagonal move into our flat string math, increasing the row by one adds an entire row's worth of width to our index, and increasing the column adds one more. So every diagonal step simply jumps forward by the number of columns, plus one. There is one minor catch. The problem states that the grid might have been padded with extra spaces at the end to make it perfectly rectangular. When we decode it, we might grab those extra spaces. We just need to make sure we strip any trailing spaces off the very end of our final result. So our game plan is simple iteration. We find the columns, then start at the top of each diagonal, and use a loop to jump by our columns plus one value, picking up characters along the way. Let's look at the Python code. We start by dividing the length of the encoded text by our rows to get the columns. We also create an empty list called res, where we will store our decoded characters one by one. Next, we use a loop to start a new diagonal at every column across the top row. Inside, a while loop keeps grabbing the character at our current index I, and then instantly jumps our index forward by columns plus one to hit the next diagonal spot, until we fall off the end of the string. Finally, we join all the characters in our list together into a single string. And just as we discussed, we use the write strip function to clean up any of those extra padded spaces at the end before returning it. Let's trace a quick example. Imagine our encoded text is this jumbled string of 12 characters, and we have 3 rows. 12 divided by 3 means our grid is 4 columns wide. This means our diagonal jump distance will be 4 plus 1, which is 5. We start our first diagonal at index 0, we grab the C. Then we jump forward 5 spots to index 5 and grab the I. We jump 5 more to index 10, and grab the P. Another jump takes us out of bounds, so the first diagonal is done. Now we move to the next starting column, which is index 1. We grab the H, jump 5 spaces to index 6 to get the E, and jump 5 more to index 11 to get the R. Putting all those characters together in the exact order we found them gives us the word cipher. It worked perfectly. The main lessons from this problem are that you don't always need to build a literal two-dimensional array. Flat math is often much faster. Finding the mathematical jump distance is a powerful trick. And finally, always double-check your edge cases like padding. Let's talk complexity. The time complexity is big O of n, where n is the total length of the encoded text, because we visit each character exactly once. The space complexity is also big O of n, because we store the characters in a new list to build our final string. That covers the Python walkthrough. Up next, I'll show the solutions for Java, C++, and JavaScript. You don't have to pause and type these. You can just grab the exact code from my site at leetcodeunlock.com. The link is in the description. Here is the full solution written in Java. We use a string builder here for efficiency and a while loop at the end to manually strip the trailing spaces. Next up, here is the C++ version. Very similar logic, and we use popback to efficiently remove any of those pesky spaces at the end of the string. And finally, here is the solution in JavaScript, using an array to collect the characters before joining them back together at the very end. Before you go, a quick channel update. You might have noticed I'm using AI to narrate these, which helps me make them instantly for my own studying. I've also recently changed the visual format to be faster and more bite-sized. Please let me know in the comments if you prefer this new style. I also want to mention my secondary channel, Leetcode Unlocked. My goal there is to eventually upload a clear explanation for literally every single problem on the platform. So if you're practicing outside of the daily challenges, go check it out. If these guides are helping you out, you can support the channel at buymeaboba.com/leetcodedaily. Please make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's solution. Keep coding, and I'll catch you in the next one.